can't take it anymore. The entire internet was celebrating today when Jasmine Crockett lost her seat. Everybody was dancing straight to Popeyes or Waffle House or wherever, Jasmine Crockett was going to go. It has been a blast seeing all of the memes. This is literally what AI was created for. Jasmine Crockett out of Congress, dancing to the unemployment line. Ladies and gentlemen, I could watch these all day, but has anybody asked, wait a second, is the new boss going to be worse than the old boss? Who beat Jasmine Crockett in this contested Senate race? It's the most expensive in history of Texas. James Talarico is the person who did it. James Talarico is a state representative currently. He's a middle school teacher. He looks like it. He looks like if the Book of Mormon was a person and was sentient, and it, procreated with soy lattes and the Boy Scouts, I guess, but like the gay Boy Scouts? I don't know, man. I mean, you decide, okay? You decide. I've never seen anybody so blasphemous, so heterical. It's like in his Christian beliefs and also in his cringe posting. Somebody who hates himself so much. Look at this. I got the coolest action figure for Christmas, he says. Thank you to all the healthcare superheroes working today. Let's get vaxxed and boosted. So he's one of these guys. Texas, you really going to do this? You gonna put Dr. Fauci real life action figure in? Notice how it's for ages 14 plus. Isn't that amazing? Because it's dangerous. This is a man who openly bitched about not having pronouns on their cards at the state level. The Texas Capitol can be a hostile environment for trans neighbors. This is a real tweet. Our office is the first in history to add pronouns to our official business card. It's a small way to tell trans Texans you are welcome here. Guy hates his skin. Hates his skin color. He literally hates being a white person. This is literally white people hate. Look at this. Ahmad Arbery, whatever, new psyop from the left. Okay. White skin gives me and every white American immunity from the virus. But we spread it wherever we go. He sees white people as a virus. He says that we're a virus. Through our words, our actions, our systems. We don't have to be showing symptoms like a white hood or a Confederate flag to be contagious. He views being white as a virus. This guy hates white people. Radicalized white men are the greatest domestic terror threat in the country. Black Americans in a church, Mexican Americans in a store, Asian Americans in a spa. Radicalized white men are the greatest domestic threat to the country. So just a self-loathing white guy. And there's no other on the left, by the way. There's no such thing as anything other than a self-loathing white guy on the left. Gavin Newsom. No, dude, that guy hates himself. I mean, could you imagine waking up every day being Gavin Newsom? That guy hates himself. Democrat Presbyterian seminarian James Talarico has won the Democrat primary for U.S. Senate. Here are some of his beliefs. He thinks illegal immigrant children are more patriotic than American children. He thinks the Torah tells you how to give an abortion. He thinks the trans community needs abortions too. He thinks there are 6 genders. He thinks God is non-binary and the Bible supports gay marriage. He thinks Jesus supported abortion because he talked to and was kind to women. And he thinks that Mother Mary's Annunciation is proof that God supports abortion. Okay. Bold strategy. We'll play you those clips in just a second, but it's all on tape. Do you believe that Christianity is a true religion? I believe Christianity points to the truth. I also think other religions point to the same truth. Shut up, dude. No. Do other religions point to the divinity of Christ and Christ alone? Okay, well, if you don't think that, and that is not what Islam does. That's not what Judaism does, obviously. That is not what other Hinduism or anything else does. So, dude, you're not a Christian then if you say that. As far be it for me, I'm not going to judge the guy's soul, okay? What I'm saying is Christianity is pretty clear about Jesus being the way, the truth, and the life. That's what it says. So if you're saying that Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism right here are the same, and that it's just all a mystery, then you don't believe in the foundational pillars of Christianity, obviously. God is non-binary. Whew, it's a tough one. Like, how do you even say stuff like this without lightning bolts? I don't know. Jesus Christ is a radical feminist. Ugh, same. From a church pulpit. The way they do this from a church pulpit, dude, is brutal. Also, look at that congregation. Yikes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wow. He wants to tear down the secret police force and haul in these masked men when he's talking about the Trump administration. Nice. He's actually crazy. This is who the modern Democrat Party wants to run for office. Seems normal and bland, but actually incredibly radical, more radical than Ilhan Omar, as a matter of fact. He wants to put criminal aliens back on taxpayer-funded health care. Wow. The guy is psycho. I've never seen a white person who hates white people as much as James Talarico hates white people. She makes Jasmine Crockett look like the voice of reason. I mean, I couldn't believe it, but it is. It's true. James Talarico is not moderate. He's just white. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Oh, and he's hanging out. People are calling him Beto 2.0. Woof. Next moderate James Talarico. He says that white people are a virus. He follows porn actors and escorts on Instagram. He's a great guy. Wow. Be careful of the wolf in sheep's clothing, as they say. Be careful. Teeny Talarico is on record full-throatedly advocating for Democrats' most disastrous issues, child sex changes. There you go. And he thinks that Christianity points to child sex changes. I mean, this is how you know. Apparently, Talarico is a Brazilian slang for wife stealer. I promise I won't steal your girl. Yeah, we're pretty sure about that, bro. We're pretty sure. But he could steal your election. You got to be careful, Texas. Here's Talarico on the record. Careful, Texas. Careful. This is the wolf in sheep's clothing. Here.
Do you know any undocumented immigrants?
No, I do not.
When I was a teacher on the west side of San Antonio, I taught a lot of students who were undocumented. And I don't want to stereotype, but those students tended to be the most patriotic, the hardest working students that I had in the classroom. And again, I haven't stated this enough to say this definitively, but there are interpretations of certain passages from the Torah where some folks will even say that there is some subtle instructions for how to perform an abortion in the ancient world, certain things to drink, things like that. Before we go further, I want to acknowledge that our trans community needs abortion care too. Defending trans Texans is something we have to do every day at the state capitol. And you better believe I'll be giving sermons on that too. I want us all to be aware of is that modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than two biological sexes. In fact, there are 6. Is both masculine and feminine and everything in between. God is non-binary. So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. And if you think about it from a Christian perspective, something interesting that Jesus does throughout his ministry is he is breaking first century norms about women, talking with women, learning from women, having women lieutenants in his movement. And this was something that was kind of unheard of in the first century. The longest conversation Jesus has with anybody in the whole Bible is with the Samaritan woman at the well. And so this affirmation of women as full and equal people is a huge part of the Jesus movement, especially the early church. And then the last, I think, story I would go to is the story of Mary. Mary is probably my favorite figure in the Bible, the mother of Jesus. And, she's an oppressed peasant teenage girl living in poverty under an oppressive empire as a Jew. And she has a vision from God that she's going to give birth to a baby who's going to bring the powerful down from their thrones, going to scatter the proud, who's going to send the rich away empty. I mean, this revolutionary song that she sings, it's called the Magnificat, and it's actually been banned by certain authoritarian regimes because it is so radical. But I say all this in context of abortion because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asks for Mary's consent, which is remarkable. I mean, go back and read this in Luke. I mean, the angel comes down and asks Mary if this is something she wants to do. And she says, if it is God's will, let it be done. Let it be. Let it happen. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of our most central stories that creation has to be done with consent.